This time, I'll call our public meeting to order for November 2021. Roll call.
Jordan?
Here.
Charles?
Here.
Bovard?
Here, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and gentlemen, please remove your hats.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. Is there any public comment on agenda items at this time? Please note that public comment will also be received during each agenda item and again at the end of the meeting. Entertain a motion to approve the October 12th, 2021 study session and regular meeting minutes, and also the October 26th, 2021 conditional use hearing and special budget meeting minutes as presented in our packets.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for October 2021 and approve the payment of bills in the amount of $466,961.88, subject to audit.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Discussion?
I think this was due to some, like the finish up of the generator, and I had highlighted some things. I don't know if you
Yeah, there
fellows
was
saw.
$49,000 for the new generator that
Yep.
we will be reimbursed at least 75% of that.
Right.
And then also the ARPA funds were transferred out,
Correct,
$262,000.
correct.
Any more discussion?
Nope.
Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Municipal reports. Police Chief Chip Brown.
Good evening. For the month of October, we received 23 complaints and 23 of those were cleared. Time spent in the school zone was 7 hours. There was 25 and a half hours spent on special detail. Patrol time in the township was 40 and a half hours, with 55 and a half hours spent in the office doing and finishing up reports. There was 21 hours of investigative time, with 6 hours spent in court, and 11 hours of miscellaneous time. There were 3 traffic stops, with 3 citations being issued, 1 for stop sign, 1 for careless driving, and 1 for operating a vehicle at safe speeds. There were 17 investigations for the month. There was 1 there was 1 non-reportable motor vehicle accident, 2 animal complaints, 1 time we assisted the zoning officer. We assisted other police departments 1 time. We recovered 1 item of stolen property. We had 1 call, a request to speak from the public. There was 1 civil complaint, 1 DUI investigation, 1 recklessly endangering investigation, 2 identity theft investigations, 1 theft, 1 vandalism, 1 escape or fleeing or looting, 1 domestic disturbance call, 1 trespassing, 2 harassments, 1 littering or scattering of rubbish, 1 retail theft, 1 Megan's Law violation, and 1 behavioral call. There was 1 felony arrest for recklessly endangering another person. There were 3 misdemeanor arrests, 2 for DUI and 1 for theft of services, and 4 summary citations being issued, 1 for criminal trespass, 1 for disposing waste on a highway, removal or disposal of materials, and scattering rubbish. Mileage of the vehicles was 798 miles.
Okay, any questions or comments for Chief Brown? Thank you very much. John, with the road report for the last month?
From October 12th through today, we actually finished up the last round of mowing the berms for the township and PennDOT, and we had some mowing for the city of Meadville that we trade off the services on. We had a number of ditch projects, Limber Road, Ryan Road, Old Ellis Hill, and shoulder cutting, and we haven't not quite finished up down on McHenry Street, the shoulder cutting. And we had some ditching and pipe cleaning down on Tamarack. And of course, as everybody knows, we're into the leaf collection. And of course, we're still picking leaves until the weather tells us we can't. And also picking up bagged leaves as the calls come in. We finished up some driveway pipes for this year. We also repaired some berms and shoulders up on Leslie Road between Route 27 to Limber Road, and repaired those in places as needed. And that was brought on after the heavy traffic from the fair and people going in and out of the fields and whatnot. And also we did some repair on Town Line Road, which was berm repair as well. And we've been out trying to repair road signs, post, and install delineators, trying to get ready for the winter and the darker season, because it's getting dark earlier, and it's kind of nice to have the delineators out there and the roads sides illuminated up. Our line painting is completed, which was done through an agility program with PennDOT. We also removed the underground storage tanks that didn't pass this year. And yesterday we started the backfill process, and we did some yesterday and we did some more backfilling today. And we should be able to finish it up before the week's out. We've also started all of the equipment service for all of the trucks, which we start from one end of them to the other end. And I mean, we steam clean, and once the trucks are uplifted with the wings, plows, and spreaders on them, I mean, it's pretty hard to service them. So we're trying to do it before that, before the trucks are set up for winter maintenance. But we have actually started to switch things over for winter maintenance. And also we're winterizing all the parks, and leaf collection in Oak Grove Park should be complete as of today. And that was our month.
Okay, any questions, comments for John? No. Thank you very much. Jill, with the zoning report for the month?
For the month of October, there was one residential demolition, one residential detached addition to replace that demolition, and then a residential agricultural barn for $40,000, and one commercial addition for $60,000, for a total value of $100,000.
Okay, any questions or comments for Jill? Okay, thank you. Move on to the regular business for the meeting. Entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Dominic Knapp as a part-time police officer with the West Mead Township Police Department effective October 28th, 2021.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? Chief Brown, anything to say?
Dom was come on for a little while. He has another full-time job that monopolizes his time, so he couldn't put his time in at the police department as part-time, so he offered his resignation since he wasn't able to work.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Item number 2, motion to accept the resignation of Daniel Palka as a full-time police officer with the West Mead Township Police Department effective November 5th, 2021.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion on that motion? Chief?
Dan came work for us. He did an awesome job while he was here. He enjoyed working here. He took a test and scored rather high on the test, so there's multiple other employment opportunities out there, so he chose to attempt to go to one of the other municipalities, and so he'll be missed. He still has, as John says, what's it going to cost us? He does have quite a few open criminal cases pending. I've talked to his current employer. They're willing to work with us, and so if he is working, he can still attend court hearings under their department, and So he'll be missed, and he did, like I said, he did a great job, and
Yep.
I have nothing bad to say about the guy. You know, I take things a little personal if they're leaving for another job where they're not going to better themselves, or where they look as though they're not going to, but he's moving up, and he's got his sights set on other opportunities within law enforcement and that we don't provide or can't provide, and I think he'll do a good job.
Okay. Any other discussion on the motion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Item number 3, entertain a motion to award the contract to Reed Oil Company for the purchase of diesel fuel to be effective January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion on that motion. Right now, we don't have any tanks to put it in, do we?
No, well, I mean, this is a multiple, bid for more than just us. So, we're gonna have to see how it goes for us, is all I can tell you at this point.
Any other discussion on the motion?
This is just an annual thing that's done, so. Other than that, I have no more discussion or nothing to add.
Yeah, roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Item number 4, review the proposed 2022 budget. Are there copies out there?
Yes, on the back table, in the very back, if anybody wanted them. And Mike, I gave one too. He's got his.
Just as far as a quick review, the proposed 2022 budget, in the general fund, we have budgeted revenues of about $1.5 million. We'll be using a carryover to balance the budget. The projected expenses be, again, this is out of the general fund, would be $1.6 million. And using our carryover, we would budget an ending balance next year of $660. And that would be a no tax increase budget. Again, that's the general fund. Then we have our state liquid fuels fund, capital reserve fund for the Act 13 money, and another capital reserve fund. And we have we have a capital reserve interest fund, and then also a capital reserve fund for the ARPA funds from the federal government. So that's a very quick review of the budget. Again, about 1.5 million in revenue, 1.6 million in expenses, and using the carryover from this year to balance it with a no tax increase budget. Any more discussion on that?
It's a no tax increase, and we don't have anything in there for some things that we're hoping someday to have, and that was nothing in there for an anti-skid shed. Our anti-skid is still out into the elements, so we're without that. And I'd have to add to that, we're probably about one of the only ones that don't have a house to put their anti-skid in, which it makes it difficult. The winters are difficult, and depending on how hard it freezes and, you know, mixing material and stuff like that, it just makes it harder to do. And there's no equipment in there either, so. I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, entertain a motion to adopt and advertise the proposed 2022 budget.
I'll make that a motion.
I'll second the motion. Is there any more discussion on that motion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. The adoption of the final 2022 budget will be considered at the December 14th, 2021 Supervisors meeting. Okay, couple of notes. Leaf collection schedule. The vacuuming of leaves by the road department will continue as long as the weather holds out. The basic schedule will continue as in years past, with Monday and Tuesday on the south side of the township, which is anything south of State Highway 27, and Wednesday, Thursday on the north side of the township. Residents may also bag their leaves and call the township building to arrange for pickup by the road department or for more information. The other note, we received a donation of 2 framed pastel drawings of Tamarack Lake from Robert Haynes to be displayed here at the West Mead Township building. So thank you very much, Mr. Haynes, for that. Okay, is there any public comment at this time? Okay, Supervisor's final comment.
I have none tonight, Don.
I guess the only thing that I would say, I mean, we've got some audience here, and it's kind of nice to have people here. I don't have, we don't have the answer to this, but you've heard that there's 2 resignations in our police department. I will tell you that the chief is working on it, and I was gonna have him throw his 2 cents in there and let him tell you that he's working on stuff, okay? No decisions have been made there, but when you lose 2 people out of one workforce, there's a hole, there's a void. And so I will tell you that we're working on it. So, other than that, I mean, let's get ready for winter because it's coming sooner or later here. I tell everybody every year, tighten up your mailboxes and stuff like that because, the trucks, the snow, the ice, the wind, the rain, everything's tough on that stuff. So, we'll do the best we can to help where we can, but, sometimes when you get those heavy snows, the snow that comes off of a plow, it's pretty tough on a mailbox, especially if it's half ready to fall over anyhow, you know what I mean? So, maintenance, property maintenance. So, that's all I have.
I'd like to thank everybody that came to the public study session tonight, and especially those of you who stuck around for the regular meeting, the televised meeting tonight. I do appreciate the folks that have attended the last handful of meetings that we've had to discuss the possibility of having garbage collection, more organized garbage collection here in West Mead Township. Not to use that nasty word that we talked about earlier, mandatory. As John and Mike both indicated during the study session, we haven't made any decisions yet, and we're not going to rush into it. We do want to get more information, and it would be great if we could get some sort of ballpark numbers of what we're looking at. But I think in order to do that, we probably are going to have to put out some sort of a request for bid. Whether or not we ever get to that point, I don't know. That's all I have. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on that, we'll be going back to the study session to finish that up when we adjourn this meeting. So, roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.